Hey guys, good evening. This is Dave with Moniology.com. Today's Monday, August 7th. Hope everyone is having a great day. Today we're going to do a different kind of format. Instead of looking at sector videos, we're going to make a watch list video. Some of the names and top stocks that I'm looking at for tomorrow, August 8th. For those of you who are new to our videos, we use weekly timeframes for these videos. They help us reduce the noise of the day-to-day market action and help us identify the long-term trend. And hopefully these videos will help you identify the stocks that you might be interested in. Please keep in mind that this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Make sure you do your due diligence and make this video a starting point, but rather not the only purpose of your investments. And please do your due diligence. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the names on our watch list for tomorrow. Okay, so the first on the list is Western Copper WRN. It's broken out of the above the 50 on the weekly RSI over here a couple of weeks ago in early June, and then it retested to the from the top side above 50 RSI and above the weekly Bollinger Band. Now it's starting to rally. It looks like it's about to take out the 60 level on the RSI, which is very important. It's right below that top Bollinger Band, and what often happens is once a MACD breaks above zero on any level, there's often a snapback correction. We probably saw that here last week. What I would like to see is a couple weeks consolidation around this 120 to 130 area, but I would not be surprised that in the weeks ahead we're going to test this 170 to 180 area. The MACDs look solidly bullish. The stochastics are an overbought but still very bullish territory, and there's much more upside ahead. We think that this is going to break out above the 180 level at some point this year. Very bullish on WRN. Next on the list is Dexterra Surgical, DXTR. This one is a bottom play. For those of you who are bottom fishers, this one is very interesting. You got the MACDs circling towards zero, curling towards zero. Stochastics are starting to turn. The accumulation distribution line is starting to pick up. We're starting to see more accumulation than distribution. The weekly RSI is broken above that 30 level, and looks like there's going to be a rally in store here. Our first target here is about 44 on the middle Bollinger Band. If it can break above that, then likely 50 area. If it can break above that, then $1 would be the optimal prime target right below the 50 EMA. But very nice price action. Take a look at this on the daily and the hourly chart, and you'll see confirmation of what I'm seeing here on the weekly. Next on the list is Catalyst Pharmaceuticals, CPRX. This one is one that we've been high on for a while, and you know, it might have some pullback here in the short term because MACDs are starting to cross below zero, so something to keep an eye out for. But on the other hand, you've got this really nice long-term accumulation here taking place. So ideally, we'd like to see this pull back, maybe consolidate for a couple of weeks above this middle Bollinger Band above 235. So it could potentially see a little bit of a pullback, especially if RSI breaks below the 69.70 area. But use any weakness here to accumulate, and certainly anything above $2 is in our opinion, a very nice point to add to the position or initiate a position here. And ultimately, we think that this is going to test $6 some point later on this year. Next on the list is Corindus Vascular Robotics, CVRS, one that we've been owned in and out of in the last couple of weeks. So on the one hand, we've got this MACD curling towards zero, but we think that this is going to possibly break back higher. The accumulation line is very nice. It's had a bit of a pullback from when it reached a high of about 225, and now we're starting to see strength again. So we wouldn't be surprised to see another push towards $2, and then if $2 breaks, a longer term triggers that 275 price point here, which was resistance, or rather from where we really broke down in 2016. So definitely one you want to keep on your radar. One of the hottest names in The sector in our watch list is Pacific Biosciences, PACB. It had this nice base that it developed over the last couple of months. Saw a strong rally, had pretty significant volume. MACDs broke above zero, and as I said, wouldn't be surprised when MACDs break above zero to see a pullback to wash out some weak hands. We were right above that 50 level on the weekly RSI, but so on the one hand, it can push higher towards this trend line here around the 6 area, but it can also pull back towards the 4 area and consolidate here for a little bit. Would actually like to see that, but what this does appear to be doing is starting a new trend here to the upside, and if this longer term downtrend is broken, we might see much higher prices in the not too distant future, like this one definitely. Another bottom fishing play is RNVA. Been basing here for a couple of weeks around that 25 to 30 cent area. MACDs are rolling towards zero. You're starting to see a little bit of accumulation here. It's this rounding bottom, and I'm just looking at the daily and hourly time frames on other charts. There's quite a bit of potential for this one to rip. So we definitely want to know what your investment strategy is. Are you a bottom fisher? Or are you a long-term investor? From a long-term perspective, this is one that I wouldn't want to touch. From a short-term perspective, this can have a 30 to 50 to 100% rep pop in the next couple of weeks. So just know your strategy, but this one is definitely one to keep on your radar. Certainly if you are a bottom fisher and you like these bottom plays. CYTR, Citrix Corp, beautiful basing pattern, and one that we think that is going to resolve to the upside. This basing is all taking place below this 50 EMA around 78, although it's had a couple of attempts to the upside. What we do like about this is this all being done above the 50 on the weekly RSI. That's a very bullish pattern of consolidation above the 50 on the weekly. We want to see a big move towards $1 in the coming days, and we think we actually might see it. Notice this consolidation is also being done above the weekly Bollinger Band, which is another bullish sign. So we want to see this 50 weekly EMA taken out at 78, and we think that this could pop above $1 in the coming days and weeks. Stay tuned. Next on the list is Regulus Therapeutics, RGLS. Well, this one is very hard to figure out. On the one hand, you're starting to see this divergence here taking place in RSI, which is one of our best signs that this decline might be over. You're seeing lower prices here, but you're seeing RSI starting to build momentum, higher highs and higher lows. And if this can break above this red line here at 38, we think that RSI is going to make a run towards 50, and the price will likely makes a run towards that 135 area. There's a little gap here. You can see that gap if you look on the daily time frame. I'm not going to do that here, but for us, this is a $2 price target, and we think that this is going to reach it if it can break above various different points of resistance, one being the $1 mark, and then there's another one about 110, 120. So one you want to keep on your radar. Aptasi Biosciences, APTO. We really like this one. We called this bottom here around 120. We got stopped out, then we got back in. So we've been in and out of this one for the last couple of weeks, but it's building a lot of strength. Look at this on the MACDs. You want to be in stocks that are making their 3-year highs on MACDs, and this one certainly is. Although it's had some volatility up and down, it's certainly being accumulated. The stochastics are in very bullish territory. It's above 60 area on the RSI. We think that $2 is it's not too distant future, followed by 3, and likely even a run towards the 200 EMA at $4. Out of the biotech sector, now we're looking at electricity. Plug Power, PLUG, is one that's very interesting. It's got this basing pattern. First, it broke out of this long-term downtrend since 2014. It made a strong rally, kind of retested it from the upside, didn't get all the way down, but certainly had a nice shakeout from 270 all the way down to 172. Now it's starting to rally again, and we think that this is going to break to the upside. For longer term traders or investors, you want to see this rip above $3, and that would be a price trigger point to go long on a longer term trend. But we think MACDs look poised to break above 0, and so there's potentially a lot of upside here. Another one that's interesting on our radar is MGT Capital Investments. This is a Bitcoin cryptocurrency play, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and you look at the chart and there's a beautiful bullish flag pattern that's been developed since the middle of last year. And if this breaks to the upside, and certainly about to test it, we think that this can run towards about 550 area. So a lot of upside here, and one you want to keep an eye on for considering what's going on with the cryptocurrencies. In the metal space, Trilogy Metals, TMQ, one of our favorites, had a beautiful basing pattern since basically May of 16 all the way through June of 17. Finally broke out of that, had a little retest here, and then boom, took off. And we see really nothing but upside. Really, 150 is our short-term target, but this is going to head towards $2, possibly $3 a share. And something's going on with this company that's very positive. Back in the biotech space, Northwest Biotherapeutics, NWBO. Ugly, nasty downtrend from 2015. Finally broke out above it to the upside in early July. Now it's been consolidating for the last couple of weeks above this trend line. Finally retested it today and had some nice volume on the retest. If this retest is successful, you want to really look at this above $25 as a trigger for a rally towards 50, later on towards $1 a share. But you want to see this 38.40 line level hold because this is previous points of resistance, now support here, here again, and here, and here, and here. So this is a very strong level of support. If it holds, that's fantastic. If it doesn't hold, you want to get out. But the money flow is moving in a positive direction, and we could see some really significant upside in the coming weeks and months ahead on NWBO. Couple more names on the list is Extant Medical Holdings, XTNT. This looks like it's going to have some TNT. It's going to be explosive here. Should this break above this 90 to $1 area, the first real target is $2. So significant upside potential here on this stock. And we really like this pattern. It's kind of this cone-shaped pattern. RSI is above 60 on the weekly, and MACDs are at their highest levels in over 3 years. So that's one of the most bullish signals that this one has much higher to go. Next and last on this list is BioStage, one that we've been in and out of since the low 20s. Another beautiful basing pattern, broke out above it over here around that 50 area, not crashed, but rather corrected below it, shook some weak hands out, and now it's starting to rally again. We definitely like this one. For the longer term holders, this is a buy above 60 with a stop loss below that. Again, another trigger around 85, and we think this is going to hit $1 in the coming weeks and months ahead. 60 on the weekly RSI is a very important price point to break on RSI. If it breaks, and we think it will, this is going to run towards $1. Again, MACDs, highest level in about 2 to 3 years. So definitely bullish price action on BioStage. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Please do give us your feedback on YouTube at Moniology, StockTwits at Moniology, and Twitter at Moniology. We appreciate your support, and good luck trading.